Alright, so as you can see over here, all these playing cards are different. And I'm just gonna ask you to please say stop anywhere you want. Okay? And go ahead. Right there? Now you want that one or you wanna change it? That one? Okay. So as you can see, there is no way I can find your card. But you know, using a little bit of imagination, I'm just doing a gun, like so. And I'm gonna take a bullet out of the gun. So hopefully this is not your card. No? Okay. So I'm just gonna put it back and watch carefully. You did your card? 2 hearts. Alright, so next will be the secret. Alright, so this is the quick explanation. It is quite easy. This is pretty much a beginner's. But there are 2 ways you can get into this setup. The way you can do this setup is by doing a refold shuffle, one by one. You have to do it slowly. Or the easiest method, which is the one I used, is the Pharaoh shuffle. It's even better if you use the Strato Pharaoh shuffle. However, if you don't know how to do this Pharaoh shuffle, just go to this video footnote. So as you can see, all the way across. Well, it doesn't have to be all the way across exactly shuffle, at least just the cards that are in the middle. So however, the card in the front and in the back, this is called an Strato Pharaoh shuffle. But I already explained all those details in the other video. But this is all the setup, as you can see, okay? Just a perfect shuffle. And the grip is important. The tips has to be contacting the edge of the deck, as you can see. Not the top of the edge. And I'll tell you why. The reason is because when I ask the spectator to say stop, let's say right there, the index right here, I'm gonna exaggerate, is pushing harder, okay? So it's gonna maintain the gap right there. The thumb pushes down, so this split doesn't show up in the front because I'm making pressure with the thumb in front of the index, not on top or the back. It has to be in front. You see how the thumb is in front? So the audience, they don't see the separation in front. And this gap, by pushing in front, is gonna open in the back. So at this point, I can put the pinky finger right there in the gap and let all the fingers go. And just maintain that pinky break, that's all you need. Once you already have the pinky break, you can move all the fingers to the top if you want. That's it. At this point, you already have the gap, the separation where the card or the bullet is gonna be introduced. Just move this top portion in angle like this. Take one card from the back as the bullet. And this card is going inside the pinky break. Okay. When you introduce the card, move it all the way to the top. Make pressure right here. So when you raise this bullet, when this bullet is contacting the card, the selection, if you don't make pressure, this card is gonna move outside. So you need to keep the pressure because this card, which is supposed to be the bullet, it has to be contacting the selection. It's better, so you know it's gonna push the card all the way out. Now, how high you want the selection to jump out of the deck? That's depending on how hard you hit the card, this bullet. But notice in the beginning, by preparing this setup, the Pharaoh shuffle is the easiest and fastest method. You can actually prepare it in front of the spectator without them noticing the setup that much. But because to be honest, I try, when I perform this performance, I try the spectator not to see the way I actually do this setup. Or, you know, you can just talk about anything you want as long as you distract the spectator from paying attention. But once I already have the setup, I just go ahead and explain the spectator what is going to happen without them looking exactly what is going on, the grid, the setup right there. The index is pressing harder right here. There you go. And it's going to open in the back. But as you notice in the performance, they barely move. Okay. So it's that subtle. And then I press harder in the pinky break. And then let go the index because I don't need the index break anymore. So I already had the pinky break and I proceed to the explanation. Take the card and as a bullet, put it in the pinky break and that's it. This card is already contacting the selection. The card is gonna fly out depending on how hard you hit this bullet. This upper section is about halfway this bottom section, so the card can spin. And the more it spins, the more it's gonna be suspended in the air, and it's gonna be easier for you to catch it. There you go. And since you're pretty much into this position, you can do this flourish. But that's going to be up to you. You don't have to do it anyway. But I've been doing this since the 90s, and it is quite fun and quite easy to do.